Senate Intel report confirms Russia aimed to help Trump in 2016. Hashtag a bipartisan committee came to this conclusion. Seriously, how many fucking times does this need to be reported for people to realize it's true? That's not meant to be rhetorical. Removed. How many times is this going to get confirmed? Yes, we're aware. If only laws meant anything at all and conservatives knew how to read things that make them feel weird emotions like betrayal and humility. Can someone please help me understand, why was William Barr able to redact and lie to the American people about this? Is he not accountable for review of these, or was that only for the Mueller report? A little background info on the U.S. Senate Select Committee on Intelligence, Senate Intel. Chairman is Republican, Vice is Democrat. Majority members are Republican, 8, and minority are Democrat, 6. These are temporary seats rotated among Appropriations Committee, Armed Services, Judiciary, Foreign Relations. Their purpose is oversee and make continuing studies of the intelligence activities and programs of the United States government. They began investigating Trump ties with Kremlin back in 2017. This is the official report. https://www. Intelligence. Senate. gov/site/default/files/documents/report _vol 4. PDF, https://www. Intelligence. Senate. gov/site/default/files/documents/report _vol 4, PDF. But there's a lot of redacted info. Make of it what you will, but it certainly does not seem like bipartisanship. It should be noted that this is not the final report. There is a fifth, the final, report that's expected, which apparently will address the Steele dossier. These reports seem to implicate something damning of Trump, for example, but I feel it's only fair to mention none of this actually proves Trump knowingly worked with Kremlin other than the Steele dossier files, which links Trump to Russia. The current status without that final report basically concludes that Kremlin clearly preferred Trump over Clinton, and their misinformation campaign in the US focused on dismantling trust in Clinton as a candidate. It does put into question, though, of the numerous things Trump did that benefited Russia being far more suspicious in light of all this. Again, make of it what you will. I mean, yeah. The real questions were always A. Was this directly coordinated with his campaign, vs. buying Facebook ads and shit? B. Were Trump, his immediate family, and or Pence aware and accepting of any coordination? And C. Did this have a tangible outcome on the results of the presidential election? Great. Do something about it, or do something with this news. And they are doing the same this upcoming election again. They are using social media, like this very site, to spread misinformation. https://youtube.b/soykeqdp760. Every Redditor should see this video from the Smarter Everyday YT channel, where he specifically checks out how Russian bots and other foreign actors have manipulated posts here. They are trying to rile up the right, and disenfranchise the left, and many of times posing as supposedly pro-Bernie supporters. The more people on the left and center who decide to sit it out this election cycle, the higher the chances of a Trump re-election. There has been an ever-increasing amount of these kinds of posts on Reddit, and amazingly Reddit doesn't seem to want to do shit about it. Didn't we know this like 2 years ago? When Mueller reported on the troll farms linked to Russian oligarchs or whatever. This is news because it's a bipartisan committee led by Republicans. Still doesn't mean shit without voters. This pisses me the fuck off. These same assholes in the Senate voted against removing Trump from office. Why? What the fuck was in it for them? Were they afraid? Was it party loyalty? What fucking difference does a year make? The goddamn intel was there. We fucking knew this, and those cocksuckers all towed the line and kept this fucking orange train wreck in office. Thousands of people are dead due to this administration's lack of knowledge, lack of political expertise, desire to enrich themselves, and possibly downright disdain for the common American citizen. But when we had the intel and the causes, too many to count, To get this fucker and his corrupt posse out of power, the Senate just shat themselves on Capitol Hill. Fuck the Republican Party. Fuck Donald Trump. Fuck this entire god-forsaken corporate-owned hellhole. America deserves to burn, and I can only pray that when this is all over, those of us with a functioning brain stand up and do something about it. How is thing even debatable anymore? I'm pretty sure eventually he will say something like everyone gets help with elections, what's the big deal? I don't understand why this is news. The Mueller report displayed all of this years ago. They're saying the only way back to normal life is their vaccine. So we all have to stay in our rooms until it's developed and there's enough for everyone in the world to take it. The science is settled. No other doctors but Fauci and Gates should be able to speak about it. This virus is serious, and nothing like this has ever happened prior to the Constitution and Bill of Rights, so I don't want to hear anything about them. Of 100 people who've tested positive so far, 2 have died. We all must sacrifice to save the immune-compromised people who are dying from this. Unemployed? That's what the government is for. They'll take care of you. They always have. Stay in your room. The more people who are out in the sunlight and fresh air, the longer this will all last. Quit being selfish. If you look at the death count per capita in Italy compared to Sweden RN, it's easy to see that lockdown is the only way. Sweden's hospitals were totally overrun. Vaccines always work. The viruses don't mutate, as some say they do. Everything can go back to normal when the vaccine comes out. Republican-controlled Senate intel confirmed Russia helped Trump in the 2016 U.S. presidential election. Of course, it's nothing that anyone with more than 2 brain cells already didn't know, but it's something. A responsible citizen would have followed the Special Investigation Committee in 2016 and 2017. They said this then. The Mueller report, even redacted, said the same thing. The same thing was also mentioned during the impeachment trial. And several IC reports over the last 4 years now have found that Russia is still doing it, and the GOP led by Moscow Mitch are deliberately allowing Russian interjecting into US democracy. It's bad. And the GOP is complicit. Responsible citizens have known this since 2016. Didn't we know this 4 years ago? The panel also found specific intelligence to support the conclusion that Putin approved and directed aspects of the Kremlin's interference efforts. Senators and committee aides examined everything from the sources and methods used for the intelligence gathering, to the Kremlin's actions itself. The 158-page report is heavily redacted, with dozens of pages blacked out entirely. But its final conclusions were unambiguous. I wish there was more tangible information they would disclose with regards to what the specific interference efforts and methods and Kremlin actions were. This way the public can understand how they were manipulated, or how an election was manipulated, and take steps to not let it happen again. Nice, only took the Senate years to figure out what the world already knew. But nothing is done about it. We're not securing our elections, voter suppression is occurring, and no sanctions are placed on Russia. Russia's goals were to undermine public faith in the U.S. democratic process, denigrate Secretary Hillary Clinton, and harm her electability and potential presidency. We further assess Putin and the Russian government developed a clear preference for President-elect Trump. We have high confidence in these judgments. Sanders for Hillary, and it's the same crap for 2020. I don't doubt that Russia preferred one candidate over another and acted to influence the election. I'd be surprised to learn that Russia doesn't interfere. The US does the same in many foreign elections. I think a lot of countries do. The real question is, did the Trump campaign coordinate with the Russians? Mueller's report said that it didn't find evidence of any American coordinating with Russia. Is there new evidence that this occurred?